Hey, what's up? My name is Jonathan Fink. Welcome to my free audiobook series on YouTube. Up next, we have Spirits of the Gridiron, Volume 1, Chapter 21, The Rivalry Game. It was another idea from Madison. Our next date, she said, one early Thursday morning. We're going to church. Beck raised an eyebrow over his coffee. I'm not talking about that kind of church. So that Sunday, they pulled into her car, Madison, Beck, and a cooler full of brats, and made the 2-hour drive north to Ames. Destination, Jack Trice Stadium. Mission, the Cy-Hawk game, Iowa State versus Iowa, the fiercest college football rivalry in the Midwest. Beck had never been to a Division I game in person. Sure, he'd watched on TV, studied film, but this was different. The stadium loomed from miles away, rising out of the farmland like a modern coliseum. The parking lots were already flooded with RVs and tents by the time they arrived, each one blaring country music or fight songs. Welcome to the big leagues, Madison said, pulling on her cardinal and gold beanie. Beck looked around in awe. I've never seen so many American flags, beer cans, and smokers in my life. They weaved their way through the tailgate jungle until they found Professor Clark nursing a cold bush light and poking out a cast iron skillet on a portable grill. There they are, he called out. Come meet your people. Beck, half expecting an awkward tension, but the professor pulled him in for a hug and handed him a Budweiser. For the next 2 hours, they tailgated like they were born for it, laughing, tossing footballs, arguing Big 12 versus Big 10, and swapping stories with strangers who suddenly felt like family. They filed into the stadium just before kickoff, their seats in the lower bowl, 40-yard line. The band marched. Fireworks cracked. The crowd roared with that deep tribal noise that shook the very foundation of the stadium. And then, college football. Real college football. Fast, violent, beautiful. Not the scrappy Division III version Beck played at Simpson. This was lightning in motion. Bigger athletes, louder crowds, sharper cuts, harder hits. And yet, the soul of the game, the rhythm, the grit, the heart, was the same. Madison was in her element. She wore a vintage Seneca Wallace jersey and schooled Beck on the mythos of Iowa State football. Disasters, upsets, near miracles. Madison called out coverages before the snap. She predicted audibles. She explained long-standing rivalries between backup tight ends and second-string corners. She ranted about offensive line depth like a war correspondent. You're way too into this, Beck joked. She didn't look away from the field. So are the football gods. The football gods? She finally glanced at him. You don't believe in them? I mean, I believe in icing kickers and weird karma. That is the football gods, she said, deadly serious. They control fumbles. They reward grit. They punish arrogance. They're moody and cruel and wise. And they never miss a rivalry game. He stared at her for a long second, then grinned. I think I love you. She didn't look away from the field. Good, she said. Now shut up. It's 3rd and long. The game turned into a classic. Late fourth quarter. Tie score. Iowa State ball. The Cyclones drove downfield with the weight of an entire state on their shoulders. When they kicked the game-winning field goal with 3 seconds left, the stadium erupted. Madison screamed. Professor Clark high-fived the guy in a cow costume. Beck just stood there, grinning like an idiot, watching her spin around in joy, cheeks flushed, eyes wide. And in that moment, with fireworks exploding over a sea of red and yellow, he understood something. Football wasn't just a game. Not here. It was a language, a legacy, a religion with no sacred texts, just stories passed down in parking lots and locker rooms. And Madison, she was fluent in it, like she'd been raised in the temple. Later, back at the car, the sun setting over the golden cornfields of central Iowa, Madison curled up next to him in the front seat. You're sure you're ready for all this? She said. All of what? My crazy, my love of rituals, my fascination for the wishbone offense, my obsession with the football gods. Beck looked at her. I'm a redshirt backup quarterback at a D3 school. I've already pledged loyalty to the football gods. She smiled and kissed him on the cheek. Then I guess we're both true believers. The stars came out. The wind shifted. And somewhere, far above the farmland, the spirit of the gridiron took notice. End of chapter 21. Up next, chapter 22, The Whisper at Simpson College. If you enjoyed this chapter, please smash the like button. If you really enjoyed the chapter, please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching and enjoying. I appreciate all of you. You guys take care. God bless.